More than 100 days after this silent tribute marking the death of U.S. Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, D.C.'s chief medical examiner said Sicknick died of natural causes, suffering 2 strokes the night after the insurrection. The medical examiner first told the Washington Post Sicknick had no evidence of internal or external injuries, and there was no evidence the 42-year-old suffered allergic reactions to chemical irritants, like bear spray. 2 men are charged with assaulting Sicknick using chemical spray, but today's ruling all but ensures federal prosecutors won't be able to pursue homicide charges in Sicknick's death. The ME added the strokes alone ended Sicknick's life. His death wasn't hastened because of some other injury. In a statement, the U.S. Capitol Police said it accepted the findings of the medical examiner, but, quote, "This does not change the fact that Officer Sicknick died in the line of duty, courageously defending Congress and the Capitol." Both defendants in the Sicknick case have pleaded not guilty to those assault charges, and Leslie, the medical examiner today did not explain why it took him more than 3 months to finish his report. Leslie?
Yeah, we've got questions about that.